So I watched Talk to Me, and I've got some thoughts.
Who's up?
I'll do it.
Cannot go for more than 90 seconds. Am I clear?
What happens after 90 seconds?
Don't want to stay.
Now, this way I'm going to do this is going to be kind of weird, but it's it's going to be a little all over the place because this movie is not what I expected. It's not scary. I'll say that, at least for me. It's not scary. There might be like one thing or one quick scene that could be considered a jump scare, but not really. It's more of like the person looks and the next shot is what they see, and it's, it's a little bit grotesque. But there aren't jump scares. They don't do jump scares in this movie, which I thought was great. They try to find ways to scare you in different ways, which I thought was really smart. But it's not scary. It's disturbing, though. It's a very disturbing film. This movie, it finds ways to like just get under your skin. Because I'm still thinking about it. I watched this movie like a week ago, okay? And it's still been sitting with me. I've been trying to figure out a way to like talk about this movie. And it's been really weird. Because normally I would do a good, bad, ugly type situation. Or just, something like, hey, this is what I thought I liked. This is what I didn't really care for. But this is a really good movie. And there's a lot more they could do with this. I hear they're trying to do possibly a prequel, maybe even a sequel. Prequel would make more sense. Because you don't learn a lot about this embalmed hand. So really this is how it goes. When a group of friends discovers how to conjure spirits by using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. And that's really what it is. That's it. So it's teenagers, they come across this hand, and somehow they figure out that if you hold the hand, which, shaking of the hand, I love how they took that and made it creepy. I love when horror films take something that's just regular to us, something that we do every day, and they kind of spin it on its head a little bit and really make it into a horrific experience. And this one, they do that. You hold onto the hand, you say, talk to me, and then you ask the spirit, or you really tell the spirit, I let you in. And the spirit enters you and kind of holds on to you for a little bit. They try to do it for just 90 seconds. They're like, hey, a minute and a half, anything longer, they keep you or they want to stay with you. And there's a lot of moments in this film that it really hits home on drug use, really, more than anything. Like the use of drugs, especially when it comes to teenagers, and just how you're trying to fight for this high. You're trying to really get back to this first high. And so there's a lot of moments in this film where a lot of montage scenes where you notice that. Like they're using this like a drug. They're using this experience like a drug. They keep doing it, they keep doing it. There's all these different spirits that are entering them. And eventually one of them goes on a little bit too long. And horror situations ensue at that point. But the way that it goes is really smart. It does a lot of foreshadowing, which I thought was great. But there are some moments in this movie that may not work for some. Like there's a lot of cliche type moments, a lot of moments that you see coming like right away. Like I noticed in a couple of scenes, like, oh, this is what's about to happen. And it plays out exactly like I thought it was going to play out. But again, the way that they go about it, the way that they film it, I think is what gives it a little bit of a better spin. So it feels a little bit fresh, even though it's not in any way for a number of scenes. But a lot of this movie is fresh and new. And I really, really enjoyed it. I don't want to speak too much on it because I think it would give a lot of things away. But really, the story comes down to Mia, who lost her mom, trying to kind of connect with her again. She had a really great relationship with her mom, and her mom committed suicide. And she's learning more things about that to a degree through these spirits that are connecting with her, and also going through her other friends as well, because a lot of them are doing this. It's just causing a lot of issues. Another thing I really did enjoy from this movie, though, is how it seemed like the spirits that were entering these kids were spirits that kind of latch on to feelings they have about either other people in the group or feelings that they're having just going throughout their lives. It always seemed like it was something that was like kind of personal to them. It wasn't just a random situation. A couple times it is. A few times it is, actually. But it seemed like when the spirit would speak through the teenager, whether it was Mia or their friend Daniel, whoever it is, they were saying some very personal things in some cases. So that was very odd. It seemed like the spirit was latching on to something personal within, what the teenager was going through or this kid was feeling in those moments. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. Like it kept you engaged. This is an A24 film, which A24 is always putting out bangers for the most part. And this is probably one of the more accessible ones. Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think it's pretty accessible, but there's some moments in there that are just kind of like outlandish. This one, I feel like from a horror movie perspective, is very accessible to anyone who maybe hasn't seen an A24 film. And A24 films normally can like You see the trailer, you think it's a straightforward thing, and then it just kind of goes off into this other situation, a little bit crazier than you expected. And sometimes you don't fully understand what's going on. This one, it has a couple moments of that, but I think more or less it's going to keep you talking and thinking about the movie long after you've watched it. Which again, I watched this movie a week ago, and I'm just now talking about it with you guys today. So clearly, it's done something for me. Where again, it's not scary necessarily. Like there's no like jump scares, no like, oh my god, that was scary. Whoa, I jumped. There's not a lot of that. There's a couple moments that are just really disturbing and really messed up because these spirits really want to hold on to people when they get inside. They don't want to, get out after 90 seconds. They're trying to hold on and they're trying to hurt these kids. I kind of felt almost like there was a it kind of situation, like Pennywise. When it was it against the kids, that was scary. When it was it against the adults, I wasn't scared for anybody at all because they're adults. I got that feeling from this film because these are teenagers. They're teenage kids. They're in high school and there's only so much control they have. There's only so many things they can do. And they've definitely got a hold of something that they're not ready to, to really mess with. They don't know how to really handle it. They think they have plans. Things will go right. And I really, really enjoyed how they put this movie together. For first-time directors, especially for a horror film, this was great. I feel like first-time directors in horror films normally get a little bit more of a limelight than action films or sci-fi in some cases. Horror just kind of lends itself to being a good entry point for directors. We saw with Jordan Peele, obviously, and we've seen it with others. But Danny and Michael Filippo, they did a really great job here. And again, for them to be YouTubers, they're from the YouTube channel Raka Raka, or Raka Raka, I'm not sure how you say it. But to see what they've done there, and now they've done this first feature-length film, really awesome stuff. So check it out. If you have not seen this movie yet, I think you should see it. If you're a horror fan, definitely you should see it. It's a really awesome way of portraying or presenting possession. I think that was great in this one. It was just a different kind of way of going about it. And I thought they did a really great job. Again, not scary for me, but the story is great. It's engaging. The characters are engaging. Everybody does a great job performance-wise. And it's just a very disturbing film, so it's going to stay with you long after you watch it. So check it out. Talk to me. It's in theaters now in a lot of different areas. I'm sure it'll probably be on digital pretty soon, but you should definitely check it out, whether it's in theaters or on digital. I think you will enjoy it.
I'm not gonna stop.
What was it?
What? I don't know!
I let you in. I let you in. Oh my god.
Thanks for watching. Check out the other videos I got for you guys as always. Let me know what you guys think of the movie if you have watched it in the comments below. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.